I need to replace the seatbelt retractors on this 2006 Pontiac Grand Prix. Somebody cut both of them off right by the base here, so they're worthless, and you need seatbelts. I think you can see that one over there has been cut also. I tried to find a video on doing this and I couldn't find anything, so I thought, well, since I'm doing it, I'll make a video. First thing I did, I was trying to get this piece of plastic cover off here, and I noticed it was underneath the front cover, which is this one, and it just pops off. You can see the little clips that go into these brackets down here. So that came off pretty easy. And then I got this kind of loosened up. I think I'm gonna have to shoot the seat forward as far as it'll go, get into that. But then the same thing on the back. It was underneath this one. Now this one, I don't know if there's a bolt in here or what, but it's not wanting to come loose completely. But I got it out of the way. So this comes loose. And I got it loose up to here. Now, there is a cover. Get in here. Ouch. Crack my head every time I get in here. There's a cover right here on this seat belt slide, and I took a plastic tool. You could use a little screwdriver, and I started prying on it, and it went up a little bit, and then I pried some more and it popped off. And right behind there is the bolt. I thought it might be a star, but it's not. It's looks like maybe a 12 or 13. So I'm going to pull that bolt out of there, and then I think this cover will come off, and then I can get down in here and get access to that seatbelt retractor. I'm trying to find some at a junkyard. I got some feelers out, and the lady that wants to buy it's going to be here Saturday, which is 4 days, so I'm kind of in a hurry. So let me see if I get this off and then what happens after that. Well, I got that off of there. Ended up being a 16 millimeter. I broke it loose with a ratchet. It was pretty tight. And then I just used my small impact drill. Backed it on out of there. Now let's see if we can get the rest of this off of here. Yeah, it popped right off of there. There it is. So now I can get this piece out of the way, and the seatbelt retractor's down there. I just did this on a Chevy Traverse. I'm sure it's going to be similar. It looks like it's a star. I can't remember. I think it's a T50. Anyway, I'll have to slide the seat forward, finish getting this trim off of there, then I can pull that retractor out of there. And when you put the new one in, of course, you put it back down there where it belongs, and then you have to take the bolt out of this part, and then you run it up through the guide, out through the, how does this work? Oh, it'll go, I guess it goes on the outside of that. Anyway, I'll show you when I get to that point. I don't have my new seat belts yet, but hopefully I'll have them today. Okay, I got them both loose. Now this one slips over the outside of that one, but once you pull it out, and it's got a little clip at the top there, you see, and it's got a clip right there, so that basically just pops out of the way. And then this one pops out of the way. I didn't have to move the seat forward, but I'm sure I will to get that seat belt out of there. But let me go ahead and slide the seat forward and see if it's going to be a T50. I'll pull that retractor out of there. I was starting to get nervous. I got that cover off, and I looked, and I was like, don't tell me there's no way to do this. But then I pulled the carpet back, and there's the bolt. And it looks like a T50. So let me grab one and see if we can't get that out of there. Well, I got it loosened up with a T47, sorry. Now the bolt's loose, and there's a little catch at the top here. So I think you just lift it up, pull it out. That's my guess. Yep. There it is. She's out. Now I just have to hear from these two salvage yards whether they can get me some or not. I think you can buy them off of eBay. I was just trying to get something super fast, which would be today or tomorrow, so I can get it put back together. And well, that's it. You know, to redo it, you just put the new retractor in there. I'll try to add to this video. It's not complicated. This rides in there and comes out. Let's see. It'll come out of through this slot right here, and then the rest of it's just on the outside, so it's really not difficult. This is your adjustment up and down. You just have to put her back together. I'll try to film it, hopefully, when I get the ones, if I remember, on how to put it back together, but that's how you do it. It's not that hard of a job. Now I gotta jump over on the driver's side and do the same thing, but it should be the exact same thing, because it seems like it's the exact same setup. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps somebody out. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. One thing I forgot to mention is on the seat, you got to take that bolt off so you can get the cut off part of the seat belt out of there. And that's the same bolt that's on the top. And that was, what did I say, a 16? Yeah, 16 on top and bottom. So then you get the new seat belt, of course, it'll go on there. Now let me pause this for a second. Yeah, this does have a cover on it. Oh yeah, so much for that. It just pops up and off with the seat belt gone. I'm assuming the new seat belt will have a cover on it. Just take that bolt out. Pretty dang easy. Now I noticed there's an airbag light on, and I see this blue clip, which is usually part of the connector to the seat belt under the seat. So somebody might have disconnected that for whatever reason. Maybe they didn't want the airbag going off on the passenger side, so I'm going to check that out too. Well, I'm working on the driver's side, and I was able to get that panel off without taking that panel off. It just slipped out of the bottom here. So that'll save a little bit of work. I still got to take that bolt out, but it's nice to know you don't really have to take this out if you don't want to.